Welcome to the First and Inches podcast, where every play counts and every take hits hard. Ready? David is repping the dynasty that is the Kansas City Chiefs. George bleeds black and gold for Steeler Nation, and AP is still waiting on the Vikings to show up in February. We're breaking down the biggest stories in football, baseball, and anything in between. We're calling it like we see it, and no fan base is safe. Touchdown! This is the First and Inches podcast.
Are you ready for some football?
We're ready for some football, baby.
Hello and welcome back to the First and Inches podcast. What's going on, guys? I'm Jorge.
I'm Hooks.
I'm AP. What up, boys? What up?
What's up? Man, I feel like it's been a short week.
Yeah,
it's just because there's so much to talk about, though, in this short week since the last time we talked. So I'm really excited about it. What do we talk about first?
So last week we were all excited because all our teams were favored, and now only Jorge's happy for his team. So
yeah,
I noticed that we all three have a 12 p.m. game this week. That is not very often that happens. So I'm going to have to look and see if the Chiefs are even on TV here.
You know, why haven't we done this? Why haven't we just met somewhere to watch these games together? That would be fun.
Yeah, especially with me crashing out like I have the last 2 weeks. It'd be entertaining. It'd be worth the gas alone.
How much does it cost to fly to Joplin?
Joplin, do they even have airports there?
We've got one.
Yeah, a regional airport.
Yeah.
I only fly to
flights.
international airports.
Yeah. We fly Lufthansa in.
Yeah, so who expected what happened this weekend? Who expected it to go down that way? I didn't.
I don't think any of us, for any of our teams, suspected it would happen the way it did. I most definitely, speaking on for my team, did not think it was going to be a complete disaster of a performance. But I've tempered my emotions. I've kind of got a clearer, more normal human being take that I will go into later. But I don't want to steal the thunder because Jorge, your Steelers 6-4, baby. They're looking pretty steady. I know they're better than what you predicted they would be at this point, correct?
They are, and that shows you as much as we think we know what we're talking about and make these predictions week to week, we don't know what's going to happen from week to week.
No.
Now, given that, now I got to worry about Mason Rudolph, taking the helm and driving us that next for those extra 3 wins that I'm looking for this season. So we'll see how that pans out.
So yeah, bad deal with Rodgers' hand, but at least it's a non-throwing hand. So is he going to play this week, or is they going with Rudolph?
According to what I see, Rudolph is going to be playing. You don't want, to there be a claim for old age man being thrown out there with a one bad hand. I don't know what Rodgers' contract looks like in terms of any guarantees, but we knew he's old. Surprised it's only his hand. I thought Indianapolis was going to break his back, like that kid said. But it is what it is. I don't know how long he'll be out for if he is out. I don't know if he's ready to go, if he's needed as a backup. We'll see what happens. I don't know if Tomlin's maybe, not giving the whole story. But nevertheless, I don't think that Mason Rudolph is going to lose us games as much as he's not going to go out and win the games. But if our defense holds up and we play, decent football, I think that Rudolph gives us a chance to win. I honestly do.
Yeah, I mean, they're only a 2.5-point underdog at the Bears.
Yeah.
So weather looks nice in the Midwest this week. So no crazy snow games or anything like that. So, yeah, the defense for the Steelers has looked good.
Yeah.
I mean, and Rudolph looked good in the second half last week.
Yeah. The Bears are a good team, though. I mean, they're not leading the division. It's really not a fluke. They have been playing well. They
Their
did,
defense sucks.
win some games at the end, but they don't fall apart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that you want to count on, that you don't just fall apart from game to game. So
the only thing I'll say is after watching the Bears play last week with the Vikings is that their defense.
How did they do? I didn't even see it.
Their defense sucks. So I think it is the best week for Rodgers to miss is right now going against the Bears defense. So not a big fan of the team or anybody in the NFC North, of course. But I think that there's a big opportunity for them to expose the defense with a marginal quarterback like Mason Rudolph. For the Vikings, I don't know what the hell happened. It completely unwound. KOC, Kevin O'Connell, their head coach, did call a better game by running the ball. They've got, they got a top 12 offensive running team on how well they run the ball between Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones. But JJ McCarthy, guys, I'm a big believer in him. I've kind of, I don't know really how to say this, but I don't want to be negative, but that the entire game, those passes were overthrown, underthrown, poor decisions. His feet were off. His mechanics, again, were cited as an opportunity. But, when you're a year and a half in, I know that he missed the first year with that meniscus tear. If your mechanics are still not dialed in, that's a problem. And I get it if you maybe, kind of prejudice yourself to a certain overcoming an injury is one thing, but he hasn't set the standard of good, sound mechanics. And I think the lack of reps that he had in college at Michigan is really coming through to the game today. So I know a lot of people have done the first 5 games of Josh Allen on how well he did compared to how well JJ McCarthy's doing. And they're almost mirror images of get together, but they're completely different quarterbacks when they were drafted. So there is a concern level, but I have a feeling that this guy is going to rise to the occasion this weekend. I think he's going to get it right. And I think this is the start of a consistent JJ McCarthy. They don't have anything else to really to lead into. They've got an undrafted free agent in Max Brosmer as their backup quarterback. So there's nothing left to lose. There's nothing to lose by not playing McCarthy the entire way and seeing what they got. My problem is they've got a lot of bad contracts the way they're sitting right now with how these guys have performed. So going into next year, they've got the heaviest cap over the cap of any team in the NFL. So this is an old team that's built to win now, and they've got a young quarterback that needs time to develop. It's a bad recipe.
You were so optimistic at the beginning of the year about this team, about the defense, best defense in the league.
I know. I mean, I was completely despondent this past weekend with what I was watching. And it was play after play and throw after throw. Just a mess. And that Bears team, I don't think they're that good. I don't think they're that good at all. I think their defense will bust them out, and I think they're not going to. I don't even think they'll make the playoffs. What are they? 6-7, 7-3, or 6-3? What are they?
Yeah, 7-3.
Yeah, they're a pretender. Remember that old thing? They're a pretender.
Everybody keeps saying that, and they keep getting run over by them. So
okay, so I can tell you that Justin Jefferson is getting frustrated.
Oh, yeah.
He's wanting the ball where he's supposed to get the ball. Man. I could not have fathomed the Vikings. Like I said, we need to get together and watch a game with you and watch the Vikings, because I think it would be very, very fun. We could just podcast that whole game.
I'll bring the chips. You bring the Kleenexes.
Yeah, I'll need plenty of those.
What about the Chiefs?
You were big time. You said the Chiefs were turning it around, baby. You said it was onward and upward. What happened?
Run the table. I heard
run the table.
Yeah. So I think, okay, so I still think we're 11-6 on the season, or maybe 12-5.
So okay, got it.
They're
running this table, the new table.
Listen, they're okay. I mean, everybody's like, okay, we're getting ready to play Danny Dimes, and he's going to Danny Dime it up. We'll lock up Taylor. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be a Danny Dimes show, and that means lots of interceptions. So this week, last week was just a bad situation. The Chiefs getting back together, figuring it out. They're good. They're good. This is the week where they turn it around.
And
3.5-point favorites. It's easy. It's easy. That may be the easiest bet of the year.
What's going wrong? Why aren't they? Listen, I'm not questioning it. It's January. It's the fourth quarter. 5 minutes left in the game. There's no denying it. Patrick Mahomes, I'm not betting against him. But what's happening this year? Why they're so, as the kids say, mid?
Mid.
5-5. Hey, you'd take 5-5 right now, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm not the guy that said the team was going to run the table. Go ahead.
Didn't you say 14 wins earlier this year?
11.
11. Okay.
11.
So
The defending Super Bowl losers.
I honestly don't know what's going on, but I got faith in Andy Reid. I've got faith in Mahomes. I got faith in Kelsey. Obviously the running game has not been there at all. Pacheco's back at practice this week. I don't know if that helps or not, but I know they'll figure it out. They'll figure it out.
I can see it because you get the Colts at home and you get Denver at home. So those are the only two tough teams. The rest of the games, I don't see that they'll have too much trouble with. So I can see it now. What is that? What does that give you? 1, 2, 3, 7. So 12. Okay. 12-5. Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a bad season. Does that win the league? Does that get you a bye?
No, it's not. They're going to be wild card at 12-5, or 12-5 or 11.
Are they better than the Broncos?
So if you split with Denver, you're not going to try and take that division.
They've got a 3-game lead on the Chiefs now with the win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are they better than the Broncos?
Oh yeah, 100%.
They are
100%. Nothing went right. I will not talk about the officiating. It just didn't go well.
Didn't they lose to the Chargers?
What's that?
Didn't the Chiefs lose to the Chargers?
They did, but that's the first game of the season with no Rice and Worthy going out in the first series. That put them in a pickle that they weren't planning for. I think the Chargers have had so many injuries. They're the one team that's going to fall out.
Your worst loss, really, is to
Jacksonville.
To Jacksonville, yeah.
The day of the trip to the hospital in Mexico.
Oh yeah, you missed that one. That's right.
It was the bad juju.
I was scared to tell you about it.
So
when you came to
Allen from the Bills threw 6 touchdowns. He got his mojo right on last week to get the player of the week. And then Bryce Young, could Bryce Young possibly be the worst NFC player of the week?
No. No, not at all. JJ McCarthy
at least in the last 10 weeks.
No, I don't know what JJ's doing right now. But go ahead.
Yeah, so Bryce Young, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns, insane. Wow. Jordan Brooks from the Dolphins had 20 tackles for the AFC Player of the Week, and then Jordan Davis had 3 pass breakups and versus the Lions. So I want to talk about the AFC Player of the Week, that kicker from Denver, but it just was not. This week did not turn out like I thought it would. I bet you next week it does. So
what about NFC? Who's NFC Players of the Week?
It was Bryce Young was the quarterback or the
that's right, player. The Texans start. Okay, never mind.
And then Jordan Davis, then the special teams player of the week was Ethan Evans, a punter, had 6 punts, 4 punts inside the 20. I don't talk about punters. It's dumb.
I tell you, Dak had a good game. And it's not all, CeeDee Lamb's, I don't know if he's wide receiver number 1 anymore. George Pickens is really taking over that offense.
Did y'all hear the story about the alleged rumor of what happened there?
What?
So Pickens and Lamb were
7 a.m.
7 a.m. They were found coming back to the hotel, and I guess Lamb got sick at the casino. Probably ate some bad food or something, but I guess he was puking at the casino, and got back at 7:30 or whatever. So it's rumored. I don't know for sure if that's true.
Well, it's like a mid-'90s Cowboys with Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, Neon Dion, them partying with all the chicks. Hey, if it works, both those guys played well. George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb. I think they both had touchdowns, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no. It
all
was
right, well, hopefully they stay out in Dallas all night this Saturday.
okay. Yeah. so Adam, the NFC West, I gave you, I just said, hey, tell us about the NFC West. That I feel like that's the strongest division in the football.
Yeah, and they are. And I got some notes I just wanted to outline because I don't get that detailed into the NFC West. I touch a little bit on it. It's a self-subject with Sam Darnold, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of different things. You've got Sam Darnold even after, and this will lead into what I'm talking about, even after that 4-interception game where he collapsed, he's still, if you go by QBR, which is the ESPN statistic, the modern day measurement of a quarterback, he's the 4th-ranked quarterback in the NFL. So, he's a top player. So what I wanted to do is I dug into their defense because as I astutely put out last week from the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie Double Team, Dennis Rodman says defense wins the game, offense gets the glory. So the Seahawks, if you go by points, and I'm going to outline just a couple of teams here. The points per game, they're giving up 19 points per game, which is 6th best in the league. They're giving up 301 yards of total offense. Of total yards, right? Which is top 10. Here's where they're hurting at. They're at nearly the bottom. They're 29th in the league with turnover ratio, -7. Dud. Again, if you take away that monstrous game that Darnold had and you give up those 4 interceptions, it boosts them up into the lower third instead of the bottom. So then you want to go to the other team I want to talk about. Obviously, the 49ers, they've always had a great defense. With them losing Bosa and Warner, that eviscerated that defense. They're at the bottom of the league in all stats. So you're talking about the best team in football. You're probably all listening to why the hell is he talking about the Seahawks when the Rams? The Rams are the best team in football. They are a top 3 defense all across the board. I'm talking turnover differential, talking points per game, and even yards, which is a little bit, they're the mid at 323. But if you take off just 2 first downs, they're right at the top again, right? So you're talking about a premium defense. Then you go to Stafford, who's playing so well once again in that system. He's a top 10 quarterback. So you've got 2 absolute juggernauts in the Rams and the Seahawks, who I think are going to, I don't know who's better than them in the NFC right now. Like I just said earlier, the Rams are the best team in football. And you know what? What's crazy? If those 49ers don't lose their 2 key defensive guys, I'd almost argue that they're the best team in football, and they're doing it with Kyle Shanahan's system. If Brock Purdy and Mac Jones were put into, if anybody listening to this were to remove the names and just look at statistics alone, no one could differentiate between the two. If you just go by percentages and ratios, right? Because obviously Brock Purdy's missed most of the season. That shows you that it's another system quarterback win, and they would be at the top. So overall, I think the Rams are the best team in football. Not far behind are the Seahawks, which they get shit for not having a strong defense, but their defense is actually pretty top tier. So that's mine. Oh, and then there's Arizona Cardinals, but they're bound to suck, especially if you have a team name like the Cardinals. There's no hope for them.
So you mentioned Darnold struggling against the Rams. Who did the Vikings struggle against last year in the playoffs? It was the Rams.
I did find this is another Christian McCaffrey, CMC. Did you know he's almost got equally same number of rushing yards as he does receiving yards? It's kind of crazy, especially being a running back. He's carrying that. He is the guy in that offense, right? Because
unbelievable.
He's unreal.
They keep giving him the ball 22 times a game. He gets the ball.
Yeah, he's what a career. Imagine if he's had 2 catastrophic injuries that have bled into multiple seasons, because of the timing. the guy would be unreal. He's a modern day LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah. So, yeah, just the only thing I would say is I think the Rams may be the second team and best team in football. Obviously, the Chiefs are the best. But okay, so Jorge, what about the AFC East? Hey, great job on the NFC West. Random thing to throw out there.
Yeah, I always find it pretty captivating, all of what I read about him.
All right.
Well, you say that Darnold, new week, new you. Darnold's no longer the top QBR rated quarterback in the league. Number one, Dak Prescott. Number two, Drake May. So now we got to talk about the AFC East. It's a 2-team race. The Dolphins are out. The Jets are
the Dolphins are out, but they've started to play better.
A little too late. Too late when it comes to figuring out who's going to come out of that conference. It's a 2-team fight for the top billing. So now here's the deal. The Patriots already beat the Bills once, right? So the Bills only have two. They each have two games that are hard for them that they could lose. The Bills have to play the Eagles, and then they have to play the Patriots again. And the Patriots have to play the Ravens. The Ravens are playing well. Now, here's the deal. The Eagles is week, I believe, 17. So maybe they'll have something to play for. Maybe they won't. The Patriots have a 2-game lead on the Bills. So those two teams are going to battle it out down the road. Other than those 2 games for each, every other game is winnable. The Bills really didn't lose a terrible game all year. So it's not like they're reeling, being 2 games behind. Though if they win against the Patriots and they get some help, they can still take that division. I don't know really what the tiebreaker rules are anymore. Do you know if they both make it with the same record and a 1-1 head-to-head?
I think it's head-to-head. I'm not, but don't hold me that. I don't know what it defers to.
Past
it would definitely be
is it going to be points or what?
It would definitely be head-to-head if it's for the division.
So head-to-head stats, because if they go 1-1.
Oh, if they go 1-1, I think it's going to go. I don't know. If you made me guess, it's going to be something.
Here, I got it. Here it is. So it's head-to-head. That's the first tier. Second tier, best won-loss tied percentage in games played within their conference.
That's
within
their
conference.
Right.
Okay. So the Patriots might come out. If the Patriots win that game, I mean they're going to win the division, right? Who saw Drake May being this efficient?
Oh,
especially this deep in the season. I mean, I can see the first 3 games. Maybe you come out and nobody know what you're doing.
Didn't they lose to the Raiders the first game of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. He's otherworldly. He's incredible what he's doing.
But here's the deal. Look, I mean, I got a quick question. So we all hated the Patriots for a long time, back in the Brady era. Is it far enough away for us to accept the Patriots being good again, or should we still hate them based on the fact that they won all those Super Bowls back,
It's a different team. Yeah. I think this is a totally different era, right? They didn't just try to rebuild after Brady left and keep their same, identity. This is a totally different franchise, in my opinion. Same owner, whatever, but totally different franchise. They went in a new direction and they're winning in new ways. So no, I mean, I'm done hating them.
And the Bill Belichick leaving to help the optics from it along.
Obviously.
I think that was the biggest thing. Because Tom Brady, when he all of a sudden everyone loved him when he went to Tampa, right? Because it was just how he was promoted. He's the same guy, it seems like, and now he's on TV. He calls a hell of a game.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the other one I had the question on is, okay, so my wife used to be a big Cubs fan. I know a bunch of people that used to be big Red Sox fans. When they finally win, like they're not the lovable losers anymore. Are we not cheering for the Bills to lose again? Like, I mean, don't we love the fact that the Vikings and the Bills never win anything?
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for them to lose, and not just because, but because they've been trying to ram it down our throats that they're so good and they're gonna finally make it and get one. And no, whatever. I want them to keep losing.
So
doesn't matter to me. All I want to do is win a Super Bowl before I die. The Vikings, that is.
no, I mean, you if you win one, you're not a lovable loser anymore.
I don't know what I would do if I won. They won. Same with the Reds. Anyway,
I still see
I don't
Chiefs
want to
as
hijack
losers,
this.
so whatever.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about the NFC East, and I'm going to tell you the Eagles right now are the Chiefs of last year. They have won 7 games that they could have very easily lost. They just keep getting by. I mean, even when they beat the Lions this week, I mean, it wasn't like they dominated them.
No,
It
it's
just
a super boring game.
yeah. I mean, and
Like,
I don't even
nobody
count
wanted
that as
to
one
win
of the.
it.
Yeah, I don't even count that as one of the 7 that they. So now the Cowboys are the interesting one. So they're 4-5-1. Their defense is getting better. Quentin Williams, what's Clark? I mean, the middle is starting to, and they got some other players back. But man, their schedule is brutal. They've got the Eagles, they've got the Chiefs, at the Lions. I mean, this could be one of the best losing record teams of all times. And like you said, the Eagles won't have anything to play for unless it's just for the conference championship. If the Cowboys don't play well over the next 3 weeks.
Well, they play each other this week, so
yeah,
I might just put it to bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'll put them at 4-6-1 if they lose this week. So, and then they've got the Chiefs the next week on Thanksgiving, and then they play at the Lions. So, I mean, that schedule is brutal, and it doesn't get really easier after that. You know, and the Commanders looked so good last year, but man, they just had no wide receivers. Their injuries, they're old. And I'll tell you what, the Giants are actually playing this right. They're 2-9. They could have won 6 of those games. They got Dart, who is going to be a heck of a player. They're going to, their defense is getting better. They just need to keep rolling it out, get them a 2-15 season. But, they have a good future. They could be the team next year to come back and win 10, 12 games.
A lot of that's attributed to that coaching, you think?
They should have never let Dayball go. It's going to be interesting to see how Dart is after Dayball.
Hey, I think I would like here's my hot take. I'd love for him to go to the Vikings and run that offense.
Yeah.
I don't think KFC would concede play calling, though. There's an ego there, which I'd have it too. So I'm not busting on KFC.
David, Thanksgiving. Is your Thanksgiving going to be ruined? What do you think? I mean, Dallas has a really potent offense, right? If they roll out of Vegas and decide, to beat the Eagles at home, they got 2 games at home now, and Chiefs come in and they beat the Chiefs. I mean, do you think they can beat the Chiefs? Number 1. Number 2, what do you attribute that to if they do beat the Chiefs at home?
So I like the Chiefs defense and the fact that, if you can't run and pass the ball, then they're gonna close down the other one. So Javonte Williams is a dude. He's just a guy.
Dallas can do both, though.
Yeah, but I mean, like, is he only running because they have the weapons on the outside? So
that's a good question. I mean, CD was out for a few weeks, and they were still the number 1 offense in the NFL. So I don't know. I do this is my opinion, though. I do think around Thanksgiving game, there are way too many distractions in Dallas. Mm-hmm. There's, I should have taken a picture of last year or 2 years ago. Their schedule, they have so many commitments that these players have to do. They have like 3 team dinners and family dinners and all that all scheduled. They have all these different things that they have to show up to and all that is not necessarily practice or preparation. So they have way too much going on. I feel like they go into this game, with their big heads as divas that they are, thinking they're just got to show up and they're going to win this game. And they're not going to be prepared, especially for the Chiefs coming in this year. So,
yeah. So, hey, we said we'd talk about this week, but what do you guys think about this what is it, big league advantage or advance? Yeah, that gives the player money to, to help them get off their feet and to help them be able to actually be able to become good minor leaguers so they can become good major leaguers. So what's your take on it, guys?
That's it's like that's the lipstick they put on the pig. They say, "Oh, this money will help me get better." Blah, blah. That's not what the players want. That's not what they use it for. Guarantee you, if they have a reputable agent, the agent will spend the money to get them to be better players, right? That's part of the reason why I don't grow my agency, because I would have to put up a lot of money to ensure that these players can be a good investment for me, right? And for themselves, get better, do whatever I need to do to get them to that point. When the player's the one taking the money and giving up a percentage of their future earnings or whatever, the player, for the most part, they'll use some of it. Maybe 10% of it can be allocated to them getting better, training, whatever it is. Nutrition. The other 90%, they're just going to go blow it. They want to be able to spend money now as opposed to having to wait for it later. It's just like in society. I'm going to spend all this money I can, put it on a credit card, and then I'll deal with paying for it later. They expect that they'll do that. Now, it could be a good investment for crappy players, right? You just pull the rug over them, the agents or whoever's giving them money, and say, "Oh, give me all this money. I'm going to be so good that I'm going to pay you back in tenfold," knowing damn well that I'm going to suck at this and I'm not going to put forth the effort to become great. And then I'm not going to have to pay you back anyway. So double-edged sword, but I think for the most part, players use it for themselves and not necessarily have an impact on their future career.
So I know that Tatis allegedly got $2 million when he, and I mean, like, his dad was an MLB player.
Yeah.
Clearly he had access to agents.
A successful MLB player. Meaning he just didn't get cycled in and out.
But
it was easy $2 million. So he was like, I want it.
Yeah. And so, like, I don't know how the Jazz Chisholms, the LA De La Cruzes, those guys just saw, hey, if I turn out to not be any good, I still got this $2 million. So I don't feel bad because I think that they go into it knowing the risk.
Yeah.
What do you think about
I think there's
Ellie?
way too many resources for them, for a player, at least from my point of view. There's too many resources that these guys would be taken advantage of. So I tend to agree with Jorge that they're doing it for their own best interest in mind. I don't think that there are people that are manipulating them, but I think everything is so visible that I think it would be hard to manipulate a player today. And I don't know anything about it, or you could speak better to it. It would be harder to manipulate a player today into these contracts for the other person's best interest as opposed to theirs. Remember when Ozzie Albies signed that contract with the Braves, 7 years, like $58 million, whatever it was, and everybody was talking. This is to Jorge's point. Everybody was talking about how the agent, the player's agent, and everyone, the team took advantage of him, basically implying Ozzie was stupid. But when they finally interviewed Ozzie, he articulated it well. He was like, "Hey," to Hooks, is your point too, and I'm paraphrasing, but he was saying, "I have a chance to set generational money. Did I leave money on the table? Absolutely. But the money that he signed for, even though it was undervalued, because the guy's a hell of a ball player." He was like, this could set up my family forever. Now, he was thinking about his family. Well, that's what he said. But, if you are Ellie and you don't have wife and kids or whatever, you are about to blow it and play. You know what I mean? So I think, I don't know if I think that anybody's being manipulated.
I didn't realize that they were doing this for NFL players too, or college football players. So, my deal is I'd love to open the books, for the big league advance and say, hey, how'd you guys do? Because I'm sure that for every Tatis, there's 100 players that got
right.
Didn't do
100
crap.
Adams, that don't do shit.
Yeah.
So I find that very interesting to think that you've stolen from the people, but Okay, so the one I wanted to talk about also was how many teams in Major League Baseball
Mm-hmm.
are actually trying to win, that would do whatever it takes to try to win. So I'm going to let you guys give me one or two. Don't give them all, and then we can discuss the other ones.
That are trying to win?
Yeah, trying to win.
Well, I mean, I think it's the same, 5, 6, 7 teams. Unfortunately, because their finances aren't open, for visibility, they can all cry poor, and there's no way we can verify that, other than just best guesses. But, obviously a year over year, I'm going to think, not say the obvious ones, but I think the Astros, I think they try to win. I think, even I know they call them the Trastros, but I think that they constantly are trying to win. They're going after players. They're signing big league contracts. Or they did the Justin Verlander deal, so it's not like they're just laying up, right, and just signing like a Mike Moustakas, for example. So I think the Astros are a team that really tries to win. That's maybe not the first of everyone's mind.
All right,
Everyone's going to think that the teams that spend the most money are the ones that are trying to win. I think there's teams out there not spending a ton of money or the most money that are also trying to win. And they're trying to do it, the ways they know how.
The Brewers.
I agree. The Astros are one of them. I think, the Mariners, I think they're trying to really piece together a team that can be good enough to win it all as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're trying to take into account the culture, the chemistry, and the team, and the pieces that most people, not necessarily overlook, but overvalue, right? When it comes to handing out those big contracts. So
Sure.
I think that's another team. And then you have the obvious, the Mets. You could say the Mets are trying to win just because they got the best talent, right? Or spending the most money kind of deal. But who do you think, Hooks?
So obviously the Mets, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and I don't think that's in any order, but I think the Phillies are also one that they're just like, we're going to try to figure this out. And they've had so many good teams, and they just don't get over the hump.
I think, to Jorge's point, doing it the best way they know how, the Braves have done that with their homegrown talent and what they did. They signed 6 or 7 guys to these almost lifetime contracts, right? And they've made some pretty shrewd trades that have worked out. Maybe not so have. But, yeah, that's a good point. The Brewers are a team that I feel like they don't get enough credit. They are very creative. They're the guys that are trading players at their peak to get more players to stay competitive, right? So seems like they're tearing it down at the same time, like the Corbin Burns deal, right? They traded Corbin Burns. That trade did not work out for them when they traded him to the Orioles. But, I mean, I guess it did because he ended up having Tommy John. But at the same time, it's another thing where they're manipulating they're working the system to their advantage. So I think the Brewers. Go ahead. Sorry.
I disagree with you.
About the Brewers?
Yeah. So, okay, they're doing great. I think the Brewers, and there's a few other teams in the league that are trying to overachieve. They're not necessarily trying to win. They're just trying to exceed expectations, whether it be for the fans, for themselves. The Brewers are like that. The Rays are not spending a ton of money, but they're always trying to overachieve, right? Do more than you expected them to do. That's not going to win them a championship. I don't think the Brewers, as great of a season as they had, they're not built, and they're not continuing to build to win it all. They're just they're just trying to overachieve, and they're
like
happy
with
that.
Like the Guardians, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, some of the names you're missing. Like I feel like the Rangers have put an effort into trying to win more so than some of those other teams. Like the ones I hate on are the Red Sox, the Cubs. Like they're not. Like they just try to get the seats filled, and it just is so frustrating. I couldn't imagine being one of their team's fans and just constantly knowing that we're going to be good.
I'd take it.
Well, I don't know if the Red Sox can go in every year thinking we're going to be good, because it's like one year we're good, we didn't know it. One year we think we're going to be good and we suck. It's just like flip
Well,
and
they've
flop.
made.
So.
I think there's piss poor management. They've made some weird ass deals where they've signed these long term contracts. It's just kind of bizarre trades. The Mookie Betts trade was bizarre. Trevor Story contract was a weird one. I think a lot of that is just poor front office management for the Red Sox case. The Chris
Was trading Devers a mistake?
No. He doesn't. He didn't. To me, and he didn't even have a good year when he went to San Francisco. When you look at him, he doesn't seem like, at least from my point of view, he doesn't seem like he's taking that contract seriously. He looks like he's
replacing him though.
Huh?
Was getting what's his name at third base? Was that a mistake?
Who's that? Who did you say?
Bregman.
Oh, right.
Yeah, like my wife tells me, just because it's on sale doesn't mean you got to buy it. Just because Bregman was available doesn't mean you have to take him, right?
Right, correct. That's what I'm saying, especially with the Trevor Story deal too. And just because there was a demand for Mookie Betts, I mean, that guy's, he's one of the best, and I don't see
he's one of the ones you want on your team. Yeah.
Right.
And Devers is one that you don't want. Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
correct.
you don't.
Yeah. I mean, like if you like who would you rather have, Manny Machado or Freddie Freeman? Which one do you think's a better teammate? Devers or Betts?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the Giants. The Giants can't get any free agents to sign with them, so they trade for players like that. And I think
by Buster Posey becoming in that front office, I think that's going to help him out a lot because he's a guy. And he was a very popular player, extremely incredible player. And I think he's going to represent that organization much better than they have in the past. They had Matt Chapman. That was a hell of a deal. He's a great, great player. And I hope for their sake, because seems like a very historic, classy organization. A guy like Buster Posey is easy to root for.
Who reminds me of Buster Posey? Will Smith.
Are you talking about their game? Their game?
I don't know. Just the whole package. Like, you have that leader behind the plate. You have that person you can count on. He's a winner.
He's a winner.
He reminds me a lot of Posey.
And here we are, and I'm telling you, we're 5 minutes into talking about teams that we're 5 minutes into talking about teams that want to win, and we still have not mentioned the Blue Jays. Isn't that crazy? I mean, they just
I mean, maybe it's a fluke. I think they have good players, and I think they spent a lot of money. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what 2026 brings.
Yeah, I still stand beside what I said a long time ago, that everyone came together and played extremely well above their baseball card stats. And for that to happen again won't happen. That was their window to win. It won't happen. In fact, I don't even know if they'll make the playoffs next year.
Right. So, all right. So, who's your chump of the week? We got.
I'll go first. I saw in the background. In the background of Jorge's thing, he had the WWE. My chump of the week goes to Triple H. I think the product they're running out right now is sub or not even mid. So I think that they're trying to redeem themselves with this John Cena farewell tour, but along the way, it's kind of a disaster. And they've got a great guy in Cody Rhodes that they need to promote more, and they got some other storylines. So my chump of the week goes to the WWE Triple H.
They brought Scuddybo. He's in the mix
That's
now.
what I thought that was his chump of the week was Scadaboo.
No, it's just the entire thing. It just sucks. I'll
be at WWE Raw next Monday. So
are you really
in Oklahoma City? Yes, sir.
Oh wow, you going, Hooks?
No. That stuff's not real. We're talking about sports. You're talking about practice.
Listen, my chump of the week, whoever's making the fourth down calls in Philly, like, come on now. Play solid football. You're winning. You can pin the other team down deep, back by 2 possessions at that point, I think it was. And then you decide to go for it on fourth down again. And give up 40 yards with when you could have the other team just waste another 3 minutes of clock trying to get 40 yards. Whoever is calling fourth down plays and that the tush push is not even working that well anymore. So I don't know what's happening.
It's banned. It's banned after this year.
Well, this year is not effective, so like it used to be. They're running it on 3rd and 2, getting nothing, 4th and 1, getting nothing, and then quit doing 4th down, going for it on 4th down when the game's on the line. Just trust your defense a little bit more. If you keep doing this, and I'm a defensive player, I'm just going to be like, whatever. I'm just going to quit. If you don't think that I can hold the team down, why am I trying to hold the team down? So whoever keeps calling 4th down plays in the 4th quarter, when it matters the most and blowing it, chump of the week.
I like it. It's a good
Prison.
one.
All right, so here we go. Y'all did not take mine, but I remember a week ago, both you guys were talking about, man, the Browns are just, why don't they bring in Shadur? And y'all were both like, it can't be any worse.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse.
What do you throw, 5 passes?
And so Gilbert,
12.
Concussion. So let's bring in Shadur. We have made Adam and Jorge's day. So I'm not going to name you two guys the chump of the week, but Shadur, 4 of 16, 25% completion percentage, 47
16.
yards,
Damn.
1 interception, could have been 3. So that's and he's starting this week. So and they're playing the Raiders. So that's pretty easy. So we're going to see, but I'm telling you, I think he is the chump of the week.
But did you watch
if
did you watch that game? Did you watch that second half though?
No, I did not.
Because I get it, 25%. That looks bad on stats. But if you saw the game, it wasn't that bad. He really wasn't that bad. The interception was terrible. He just, I don't know why he threw that at all. A couple passes were dropped. Like he put it right in the basket and the players just dropped it. Okay. He had no protection, in my opinion. Like it was terrible. I didn't think he did that bad for coming in, that second half. So we'll see what he does this week. I think that they're going to go and beat Oakland or wherever it is. I don't even know where that game is.
Vegas, baby. So
yeah, I think they beat Oakland.
So, hey, did you see, just to finish this up, did you see that his house got broken into during the game?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Like if I'm one of these players, I can certainly afford for somebody to babysit my house.
Yeah.
9 times out of the year when I'm at a game. Like that's when they're doing it, right? When they're playing.
Yeah. Because
So they stole $200,000 worth of stuff. I was telling my friend the other day, you'd have to start stealing the brick and the doors off of my house to get $200,000 worth.
Now you got to take 2 bedrooms with you, bro.
So, all right. So that's it. Good show.
Yeah. Thanks, fellas.
Anybody got anything else?
Nope.
Let's go, Mason Rudolph.
Ooh.
Prison.
Pew pew. What is it? How do you go pew pew?
Pew pew.
Yeah.
Pistols firing.
All right.
Let's
Well,
go.
Thanks everybody for listening. If you are just now catching us, please give us a follow, give us a like, comment. We'll return. We'll reply to your comment if you have any thoughts about what we said or didn't say. If you disagree with us, you probably didn't disagree with me, but if you disagree with Hooks, we wanna hear it. Find us on YouTube. You can find us the First and Inches podcast on YouTube. You can find us on your podcast app, Apple Podcast, Spotify. We'll be on Instagram, so go follow us on Instagram. And anything you want to tell us, let us know. Thank you guys. It's good talking to you. We'll see what happens this week. Yeah, give us some comments. We'll reply to those.
Absolutely.
And let us know what you think.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Peace.